Randi Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
Looks like we have some breaking news out of Alaska where NBC News projects, oh my gosh, a Democrat just won the special congressional election?
Huh.
Beating out Trump's pick, Sarah Palin? I just learned that reading that off the prompter. Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Alaska. Thank you. I've been waiting 15 years to say this. Sarah Palin lost to a Democrat. Sarah Palin. She lost to a Democrat. She didn't lose because she's a nut job. She lost because the party she belongs to is a nut job. And everybody is sick of the nuttiness. Everybody is sick and tired of all the lunatic fringe. Everybody seems to be sick and tired of this incompetent race to the bottom of candidates. I don't know. I mean, you know, if she was a hard... Listen, when Sarah Palin first came on to the Republican national stage, remember that? I'm just your average hockey mom. You know what the difference between a hockey mom and a pig is? Lipstick or some remember that? It turns out she was like not a hockey mom. She's like a hockey mask, you know, like in a horror movie that just keeps coming back and coming back. She is the Jason of candidates, right? And so she was running again for a job in Alaska to make $164,000 a year, you know, by doing absolutely nothing. And, you know, she lost last night. And now, of course, they're going to blame, you know, ranked choice voting, which, by the way, I need to tell you up front, Alaskans voted for. Alaska is a red state, as we know, and Alaskans in a Republican state voted for ranked choice voting. Okay. And so now all of a sudden you've got the lunatic, you know, like Tom Cotton of Arkansas, I can't believe he's a senator. I mean, it's just so sickening. Saying that he said Alaska's ranked choice voting system is a, quote, scam to rig elections. Well, why would that be necessary? You said the elections were already rigged. Do you see what I mean? So every time they lose now, it's rigged. Every time they lose now, they won't concede. Every time they lose now, they're going to blame it on some Democrat rigged system in a ruby red Republican state like Alaska, where the Alaskans themselves voted to have ranked choice voting, which means you vote for your first, second, and third choice, okay? And then if your first choice doesn't win, then the votes that you say you want to give to your first choice then go to your second choice, right? And so that's, but, you know, I mean, she lost, but she's like COVID. She just keeps coming back. And you know what? She is coming back. She will be on the ballot again in November. Like COVID, like Jason, like a sequel to a hockey mask movie. Do you know what I'm saying? Why? Because this was a special election to replace the deceased Don Young, who is the sole member of Congress from Alaska, just like Liz Cheney was the sole member of Congress from Wyoming. Okay. So this was a special election, and the woman that won, her name is Mary. I'm just still learning her name. Peltola. Mary Peltola. Congratulations, Mary Peltola, who is a native Alaskan, and she is the first native Alaskan to ever be elected. Now, and she's only going to be there until, you know, the next election, which is in November, but let's just hope she wins again, okay? Because she will be replacing Don Young, who died. I think he died in March. And Don Young has held that seat for 50 years. For 50 years. Okay? So here's the report.
Don Young represented Alaska in the at-large seat for 50 years.
50.
Since 1972.
Oh, my God.
He's been a Republican the whole time. The last time the state was represented by a Democrat, I misspoke, was back in 1972. And NBC is projecting that the Democrat in that race, a woman named Mary Peltola, has won that election. Just shocking. you see who she wanted over. Sarah Palin, of course, the erstwhile governor, who was then a VP candidate in 2008 and then resigned the governorship and then had a reality show and then kind of, I don't know what happened to her, but wanted to get back in the game. So she runs in Alaska, which is a very red state. Its at-large congressional district has existed for 63 years. And like I said, for 50 years, the seat was held by Young. In fact, the guy before Young, a guy named Nick Begich, it's his grandson who ran against Sarah Palin as a Republican. The two didn't like each other very much. And, well, this is the result.
Yes, this is the result. They didn't like each other. They went after each other, and neither of them prevailed. It's the same thing I keep saying to you. Like be careful. When you fight, because what happens? If you win, what will you have won? What will you have won? In this case, the Republicans won nothing.